talking about diet, which is very personal, very emotional. People are attached to the way that they eat, and we're talking about the power of raw foods, the power of fruits, the power of superfoods. And basically the question is that people have asked me is, do you feel like you're just on a permanent diet when you're eating like this? And I just really want to address that, because I've tried diets and I know how difficult they can be. Basically, when I was growing up, my weight would swing back and forth. I yo-yoed from the age of 12 to the age of 25. I yo-yoed up and down 30 to 40 pounds, probably 4 or 5 different times. And I understand what it's like to deprive yourself and to not eat and to be hungry and what that feels like. And I understand how that can be unsustainable. So, no, eating healthy like this with more raw foods, etc., is not like being on a permanent diet. Okay, it is not. And I just wanted to address that. So, basically, does it feel strange? It does feel a little strange at times. Like, for example, if you delay your breakfast and instead of eating your breakfast, you have a big bowl of fruit, and then you wait another hour or two to eat breakfast. Yeah, it does. It feels a little weird. You can feel some sensations going on in your gut, in your stomach. And yeah, you don't feel as full, when you eat fruit like that. And so, yeah, that can feel a little odd, and you can feel some sensations of your body. But, you can, in this program, in the Rapid Regeneration approach, you can pull that pin out of the grenade anytime you want. So you could go an hour after eating fruit. You could go 2 hours if you, whatever, but whenever you're ready, go ahead and fire up the eggs and bacon, or your oatmeal or whatever you're going to have for breakfast. So, and that's the whole point, is that, you don't hold back. You don't deprive yourself. And when I was first getting into this and first transitioning, I was still eating all my regular indulgence foods in the beginning and just adding in more fruit. Then, I started swapping out cooked meals for like a raw meal or a partially raw meal. And then basically, I just felt more and more urge or more desire to eat more raw foods. And so it wasn't like a diet at all, because I was still eating as much cooked foods as I wanted to.